Hello, my name is Audrie Gordon, and I'd like to welcome you to day 25, the final day of the Dataverse Advent Calendar. Most Advent calendars end the final day with special surprises, and today I'm just going to do a quick summary and also share some really exciting things that really show off the art of the possible that you can look into further. This has been way shorter than I expected, in the sense that I had a lot more to say, but time ran out. But I look forward to 2023 when we'll talk even more. I want to start by saying in this 25th day that the possibilities are endless. What you have with Dataverse is a fully managed cloud data platform to structure your data, events, logic, and insights to enable interconnected applications and processes in a secure and compliant manner. So I look at these circles as kind of like my favorite things about Dataverse. Again, it's hard to exhaust everything. It's a very deep platform. But first, the business logic. I love that you can layer business logic, which means you can teach your data model what your business rules and business policies and processes are and layer them into the data model. Even when data is being brought in through data flows or virtual tables, you'll have this capability. In addition to that, it has great ability to dig into the intelligence and analytics that you need. We saw this through Power BI. Jason talked to us a little bit about Azure Synapse. There's more that I didn't get a chance to even touch, like AI Builder, which is just something, it takes a lot of data and a model for me to show that off in 25 days. So I held off on that, but I plan to do something next year with the AI Builder and Dataverse working together. Totally amazing stuff. Then you've got integration from so many perspectives, different ways of bringing in data from where it matters to you. Microsoft is trying to give you a tool that you can use no matter what your data estate looks like. Whether you're using Azure Cloud or whether maybe you leverage AWS, no matter what you're doing, Dataverse can support you and facilitate your ability to steward your data. You have both app and data lifecycle tools to help you build solutions that can be deployed to multiple environments throughout their entire lifecycle, from idea all the way through deprecation. You can control the entire life cycle of both your solutions and your data. As you get into handling data and audits and things like that, you can always be amazed at how Dataverse thinks end to end in all data scenarios. Data storage, you saw that I did photos, I did contracts, I did files, I did images, and I did data, right? So you've got data storage, which you can continuously extend beyond what you get out of the box. And of course, the most important to most enterprises is that you can secure your data, and so that you can avoid any data leaks and make sure that your staff knows how to safely use the data. And your ability to govern that is a top priority to us. And so you'll see more and more features, a lot which I didn't get to talk about, such as managed environments, to really help you optimize your security models and your governance models. So when you think about having all of that together, wow, the possibilities are endless. And this is where I start talking about the art of the possible. The art of the possible really depends on your own creativity as you address your solutions in a modern way via the cloud. Take your mind off the infrastructure. No need to patch servers and things like that. That stuff, we'll handle that for you at Microsoft. Focus on the problems at hand and build the solutions that will solve them and enable you to grow your market faster. That's what we're hoping Dataverse will be for you. I want to give you an example. This is one very close to home where a customer actually used several components on top of Microsoft Dataverse in order to facilitate COVID vaccinations. And this is right here at home in Seattle. And they started out with very paper-centric processes like, many industries do. And then they saw the value of exposing data in a custom website for their patients, right? Dataverse works wonderfully with Power Pages to enable secure access to external parties outside of your company. They use Power Apps in two very unique ways. They used a Canvas app that could be used on the phone for those clinicians that were in the field. So what I mean by the field is they were kind of in parking lots. They were out there facilitating vaccinations in cars. So they couldn't have like a laptop. They didn't have a desktop handy. So they used their phone. And so they have this really beautiful app. I'll share that in the next slide, what that app looked like. But they also leveraged the model-driven app as well in order to assist admins who wanted to interact with the data, whether that be for insights, to supplement, to audit, whatever it is they wanted to do. They did anything like that through the model-driven app. And so the clinicians used a phone app when they were out actually performing the vaccinations, but internally when they were working with the data and manipulating that data for reporting and other purposes, they used a model-driven app. I found that to be a very typical scenario too. Finally, Power Automate jumped in to help as well because they had a lot of appointments to book. And they had to get to those customers, help them, finalize their appointments and or change them if they needed to. And also Power Automate helped them to streamline the billing process. So all of this happened right here, where I live in the Seattle area. And I'm so proud to see how Dataverse had a big part in helping people get vaccinated. Here's a close-up screenshot of the Canvas app. And beautifully done app. I mean, I consider the app to be well put together. You can see the branding of the Seattle Visiting Nurse Association, which was the company that this was built for. You can see their brand and their colors. You can also see the very simple way that people could answer questions, or the clinicians could answer questions about the patients coming through to get the vaccinations. And so they could quickly ask the questions and use their fingers to just tap through those answers and then finish the appointment. And that data would go straight to Dataverse. But I do love how nice this app looks. So I would imagine that a clinician would enjoy using this app. It wasn't complicated. It wasn't something that they had to go through a lot of training to learn how to use. And just to mention the partner associated with this was Signetic that came in and helped the Seattle Visiting Nurse Association to complete this implementation. And so, wow, I'm really impressed. Now, I do want to share this link with you down here because I'm not going to make this video too long because there's so many wonderful stories to tell. But I'm going to give you the AKA link, so aka.ms/Power Platform Stories. And this page here has over 15 Center of Excellence stories, 100 stories curated by my team, which is the PowerCat team, and 12 different industries are highlighted. And what I like about this is it's broken down into a few different areas depending on what you want to focus on. If you're focusing on governance, or maybe you want to understand what a center of excellence really is, this is a great section to look at. Fusion teams. Are you dealing with cross-functional teams, like enabling maybe brand new citizen developers who've never built solutions before to use the Power Platform, but in cooperation with maybe a pro development team, or maybe even an IT team? So when you think about those fusion teams working together, what are some things to think about? There's some great stories in here about that. There's also stories by industry. So if you're in a particular industry listed here, you might enjoy looking at those directly. Company size, because it doesn't matter what size your company is, you can find the art of the possible for your company as well. There's by scenario, by maker persona, and by technology use. So, I'm going to focus here for a second, because if you go down, so if you click on these links and you go down to the section on Dataverse, you'll see all these beautiful. Now, on day 23, I believe, Jason was nice enough to share with you the video regarding degrees of change and what they did with Dataverse. That was a great story. You can either go watch day 23 again, or you can just click on this link here. When you want to look at the whole story about Seattle Visiting Nurses Association, the one I mentioned that it's really dear to my heart because it's local, there it is. But look at all the others here. And so you can just go in and look and see what the Power Platform is doing for low-code solution development. This is truly an amazing low-code platform that is inclusive, which means that no matter what your level of technical capabilities are, you can find the art of the possible for your scenarios. And in many cases, as you go through these stories, what you'll notice is that in many cases, the people who make these solutions are like new discoveries, because of the low-code platform, they were able to do something that they were not able to do before the Power Platform. Perhaps they were waiting for development budget, or maybe they were just waiting for the access to a developer. But they were able to actually explore their own capabilities in building solutions because of the Microsoft Power Platform. This low-code platform, supported by Dataverse as the data estate for the platform, is phenomenal for solving just about any problem I can think of. So I suggest you look into these stories, examine what others all over the world have been doing with this platform, and find your own story. And I tell you what, if you have a story you want to share and you want to add it to the art of the possible, reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I'm happy to connect with you. Let's have a little virtual coffee meeting in Teams and talk about how we can get your story on this page too. Our goal is always to enable, it's always to empower, and I'm hoping that's exactly what you will find in looking through these stories. Empowerment and inspiration to find your own art of the possible. Now, I do want to point out, if you go to aka.ms/Dataverse Advent Calendar, you will find a summary of this series. I have the intro video listed there, but then for each day, I have a link back to the independent video for the day and all the resources associated with each day. Each day has its own resources for you to look into. At the end of the 25 days, today being the last day, my thing to do is to add the link to this video. You have some closing resources. So you'll have the slides I used during these presentations. You'll have the exemplary solutions that I called out. And when I call them exemplary, because they really show off what Dataverse can do. Like these solutions, which are not intended to be showcases of Dataverse, they do under the covers really showcase the power of Dataverse. So look at the solutions not only for what they're intended, but look at them as a model of how to build solutions on top of Dataverse and the different features and services that they take advantage of in these different solutions. And then for every demo I did during the series, I exported a solution so you can look at what I did up close. So whenever you import these solutions, I would start by looking at the components, like literally just open the solution and look at all the things in the navigation that are there. There's usually going to be an app. There may be some flows. In the case of the last one, there's a short, a very quick chatbot example. But these are the demos that I did during the series. And then I wanted to continue to inspire you to continue learning. A couple of hands-on labs you might want to take. The second one being the one that I presented at the Power Platform Conference it also will result in a solution. So if you work through the lab, you'll end up with a solution. Okay. So we covered a lot. And just to give you like insights into my thinking on these, in each case, I said to myself, what is critical to Dataverse success? And I tried to cover what I thought was critical. Because 25 days in 15 minutes or 20 minutes, I think I went over quite a bit. So it was like more like 20 minutes a day on average. But I think even in 20 minutes a day for 25 days, you can't cover all of Dataverse. It's too deep. But I believe, and I still believe, that what I've covered in these 25 days with you in just 20 minutes a day is enough for you to start making solutions right now. So I really hope you'll give me some feedback. I'd love for you to reply to this post. You just have to hit reply, and tell me what you think about this post. Tell me if you used anything in the post. Just reply right here and I will get an email. Or you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. All right, now I'm going to go back to the deck just for a quick summary. Here's some what I call optimal use cases for Dataverse, and I have it in like 4 different categories, which is storing relational records. We all know it's a relational database, but it's really rich in the way it manages relationships, and it kind of builds in, the CDM really builds in a lot that you can just take out of the box and leverage without having to have a deep understanding of data normalization. You can take advantage of the CDM. Secondly, it scales. It scales to every size enterprise. I work at Microsoft. Microsoft has over 200,000 employees and contingent staff logging in every day. We handle quite a bit on top of Dataverse, and I, in my mind, if Microsoft can do it, anybody can do it, because we're huge and we're international, and so we ourselves are a really great model for how to use Dataverse. On that point, we just recently released in the COE kit a template for those of you that are planning to adopt the Power Platform. There's a template for you to use on SharePoint or in Teams that can publish content. It's very similar to the one we actually have at Microsoft for educating Microsoft's employee on how to use this. Don't assume that because we're at Microsoft, we're born with this knowledge. We also have to learn it as well. And so there's a whole governance team kind of helping us know what to do. And our IT team always looking for auto scale capabilities. And Dataverse is stepping up to the plate. Thirdly, ingesting data from multiple data sources is something that I value kind of very highly. You might pick up on that. Because nobody's using just one data source anymore. Those days are gone, right? Just because we love Excel, everything doesn't happen in Excel, right? Just because we love SharePoint doesn't mean that everything happens in SharePoint. Just because you have a hammer doesn't mean everything is a nail. So having the capability to simulate data from multiple places and from the places that are most critical to the enterprise is essential to the data model being optimized. And so you'll see all the investments that have been made. Like we spent a little bit of time on virtual tables, but wow, there's a lot to say there. The idea of having a window into your data that stays wherever it is, and yet being able to layer business logic and or include that data in forms in Dataverse and solutions in Dataverse, that's a phenomenal opportunity. And then I think number 4 is probably the most important to the average enterprise, and that is our business can be jeopardized by improper use of data or by data loss, especially to our competitors, or data loss related to customer information. So this is our bottom line. So we take that very serious. The Microsoft Trust Center has always underscored Microsoft's commitment and investment to security. In my personal opinion, no company can afford to invest what Microsoft invests in security. It's just unbelievable. I could talk to you for hours on how much is invested in security to make sure we live up to that commitment of security and trust for our customers. And you can see this in Dataverse, in the role-based access controls, in the column-level controls, in the auditing controls, in the respective Azure Active Directory security groups and security group models. You can see this commitment to secure data access at the right levels. And you have to respect that. I mean, if no other reason to investigate Dataverse, many enterprises investigate it purely on that factor, because it's their bottom line. It ensures business continuity. So I'm going to leave you with these thoughts as you think about what is the art of the possible for you. How do you find what you can do with Dataverse that will change the game for you in your business? Now, I have a little side idea. This is just from me, Audrie. I think we should gamify this a little bit. Let's play a game. Are you up for some gamification with me? Now, you see that Xbox on the screen? I'm giving that away. Not Microsoft. Audrie is giving that away. And I'm giving it away in February. Now, how can you have a chance to get a raffle ticket so that you might be the person to receive this Xbox Series X? And I have one and they're awesome and I love it. Okay, here's the game I want to play. Let me explain the rules. You will pick your favorite TV series or movie. And I don't care. It doesn't have to be current. It could be from 1950, whatever favorite TV series or movie you have. And then you pick your favorite character in that TV series or movie. Now, think about what that character needs. So I'm going to give you an example. Let's say, I'm not going to, I don't think. Let's say I picked The Queen's Gambit as my favorite TV series, maybe because I love chess. Well, what does she need? She needs to play good chess. Back in her time, technology did not support chess. So she spent her time with books and looking for people to play with and to discuss chess with. How could Dataverse totally be a game changer for her, right? What could we use in modern times using modern technologies on the low-code platform that would help Beth from The Queen's Gambit to always win her matches? Now, again, we can't cheat, but we can definitely leverage technology. So that's just an example. But you might want to pick another TV series or movie. Ocean's 11, right? What Dataverse solution would have helped them pull off that heist? So think of whatever you'd like. Game of Thrones. What would each kingdom need? And which kingdom do you prefer? And what solution would help that kingdom to win? So think about all the different TV series and movies and pick your favorite, and then pick your favorite character, and then help your favorite character with a Dataverse solution. Plan that solution, and then create a Dataverse solution for that character that would be a game changer for them. Think about how the series or the movie might change if they had that Dataverse solution. Once you're ready, post a link to your blog or community page with details and screenshots about the solution before January 30th, 2023, under the 25 days community page. So that page I just showed you on the Power Apps community, post your link under that. That will automatically get you the raffle ticket. All right, but don't post the link until your solution is at a state where you can start sharing about it. Maybe that's a video, maybe that's screenshot, but we need to see that working solution and understand what TV or movie series that's for and which character. In February, and I can't give you an exact date, but I promise in February, all the participants' solutions will be shared as a live webinar. And at the same time that we share those solutions, the Xbox will be mailed out. Okay, so join me for a little bit of gamification if you're up for it. I think this is a game that even a brand new Dataverse maker could do. And you know why? There's no pressure, right? I'm not your boss. This is not a real solution. So you got room to be innovative, to take risks, to go for the thing that you think may not even be possible, to find out it is possible, and to really show off your own personal creativity as a citizen developer. All right, so I hope you're up for this, because I would really enjoy to have at least a dozen people participating with me in this. And I will also have my own. However, I will say PS, Microsoft employees cannot win the Xbox. You must not work for Microsoft to win the Xbox. It's a raffle. It's not a contest. It's something that I'm personally giving away, but I don't want to give it away to Microsoft employees. I want to give it to somebody who's not at Microsoft. Okay? So that's my gamification challenge. Take it if you'd like. Ignore it if you'd like. Totally up to you. So I want to end this video with a very happy holidays wish, and hoping that you have a wonderful new year 2023. I'm looking forward to collaborating with you, to hearing your stories, to learning how we can optimize the use of Dataverse, and even hearing your feedback on what needs to change. Please keep telling us. Use the Ideas Forum in the Power Apps community to give us your ideas on how Dataverse could be better. We're open to all critical thinking when it comes to the optimization of Dataverse. And it's been a pleasure to spend a little time with you these past 25 days. And I look forward to spending more time with you in the coming new year. Happy holidays, and thank you so much for your time in watching these videos.